Hey guys, this is Josh, back again with our next small group discussion video, and this week my guest is John Dias.
Hello,
Hey.
how are you?
I think you know John, and last week he preached on When God Opens Doors, and then this morning Ronnie Morrison, our friend, came up and I interviewed him about some of his stories when God opened doors in Eastern Europe in the 1990s and 2000s. So this has been our theme this month, When God Opens Doors. And we talked about scriptures like Jesus saying, I am the door. And in Revelation, Jesus saying, I've opened a door that no one can shut. So this is a God's work kind of open doors. So John's got an icebreaker for you, and then we've got a couple questions.
So the icebreaker is this. It may seem kind of silly, but I think it could be fun. If you were a talk show host, late night talk show host, some sort, Jimmy Fallon maybe, who would be your guest, the favorite guest that you would invite to be on your talk show? Who would that be?
All right, you get to pick anybody.
Yeah.
Dead, alive, past,
Dead
present,
or alive?
future.
Yeah, anybody.
All right. So just like I interviewed Ronnie today, who would you interview? Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's dive into our first question then for your groups. The specific kind of open doors we're talking about is God's work. When He's opening something up beyond normal opportunities. This isn't just an opportunity for a promotion or an opportunity to move to a new town. This is described by Paul in Colossians 4 as a door for the Word. Or 1 Corinthians, he calls it, in chapter 16, a door of effective work. In Acts 14, they call it a door of faith for the Gentiles. So it's the opportunity to expand Jesus' influence, and meet people and share Jesus with them. From today and from last week, when Ronnie and John talked, which of their stories about Mexico and Europe impacted you the most? Which of those touched your heart? Which got you excited, and why? What was it about God's work and God's provision that made you sit up straight and say, wow, what a powerful God? So that's your first question.
Yeah. And I think another question that we could ask is, how do you recognize when God is opening a door in front of you? The story I shared about Roberto and Betty, obviously it was Roberto and Betty and their hearts. And in my personal experience, every time God has opened a door, it's had something to do with a person that I've met or an encounter that I've had with somebody. So think about in your life and discuss just a little bit, how do you know if God is introducing you to somebody that He really wants you to know, because it's an open door, it's an opportunity for you to teach them maybe about Him or to share an experience together with them. And so I guess, Josh, another part to that question is, then what do you do? How do you respond to that?
Yeah.
And I think in our minds we would like to think that we would sit down and take all the time in the world to get to know that person and share our faith journey with them. But a lot of times, personally in my life, it's been more having to fight that feeling that, oh, I've got to go, or I've got a list of things I've got to do. I don't have time for this. And so maybe in recognizing those moments, it's the moments that scare you, or it's the moments that you feel like, oh no, this is going to take more time or more energy than I thought it was. And so
like, what are those indicators?
Yeah, what are those indicators?
Yeah.
And how are you going to respond to those?
Yeah, and like John was saying, if it is, wow, this is going to be costly. This is going to change my life, change the direction of my future. That may be one indicator. But what are the rest of them? What does it look like?
Yeah.
Okay, last question for you here. Maybe the best way to see what God has done is by looking in the rearview mirror. And that teaches us a lot about what it looks like when God is creating opportunities.
Right.
So as you think back through your own life, where are the moments that you can see most clearly that God's fingers were at work, that His hand was there, that He touched something, that He swung a door open and he created an opportunity? What were the I guess moments that you knew it was happening and that you felt grateful that it was happening? How did you feel held? How did you feel guided? How did you feel comforted by Him? And how does that help you look forward and maybe recognize it when it's coming down the road?
And I think, how has God compounded or leveraged those moments in your life over time? Because I think you can look back and you can recognize a divine moment, but how has He used that experience in your life in other ways as you grow and you mature in your faith? Might be a good question to discuss.
Yeah, where has he brought growth and transformation?
Yeah.
Who has he turned you into
Right.
as you follow him? Okay, you can pick and choose from these questions like always. Essentially, we're just hoping that you're talking about identifying and seeing God at work in your lives. So enjoy it. Have a great small group. We'll be back in a couple weeks with the next one. Bye.
See you later.